Okay, here's what we're going to do today, folks. I'm going to teach you how to do some modeling and shading with a pencil. Number 2 pencil. Normally the best kind to get are the little graphite number 2 pencils. You don't want it, the mechanical pencils you can't really get that dark with, so try to get you a really good one. You're probably going to want to get you a pencil sharpener, just because the sharper your pencil, the prettier your lines will be. We're going to start with this technique called hatching. Hatching. And I'm just going to draw a little simple box. I'll show you how to do this later, how to get a 3D box without too much work. But we're going to start this. Hatching, modeling, and shading is when you try to get light and dark in a picture to try to get some depth. And hatching is when you're going to want to make little lines to make something look darker. See how this looks darker than that and this? And all I've done is gone in the same direction. Little lines that don't, parallel lines that don't cross, and they're going in they're going in the same direction. And where I want them to be darker, I put them closer together. And I push down harder with my pencil. So I want the light to be coming from the top left. So the bottom right would be darker. So this is quick hatching. When you do hatching, try to go right up to the edges. And then there'd also be a shadow here. So I could do the shadow. I would probably start with the light shadow. The shadows usually fade from dark to light. So the way you can make it fade from dark to light is make them darker up here where you want it dark, and light further apart in light where you want it to be not as dark. So that's hatching. Next step is going to be called cross hatching. And it's exactly like hatching. These are the worst boxes ever drawn, but you'll get the gist of it. Cross hatching is the same as before. You're going to do everything just like you did with the hatching. I'll go fast forward so we can catch up. You're going to do just like this, but then you're going to come in here and you're going to do everything at where you want it to be dark. You're going to put it really close together, and then really want it to be light, you're going to put them further apart. So it kind of has the same little value, or the same effect. It's just this is cross and this just hatch. All right, let's see. The next one we're going to do is called stippling. Stippling is when you make lights and dark by adding dots. You put dots of color. So where you want it to be light, you're going to have the dots far apart. And where you want it to be dark, you're going to put them closer together. This takes forever and it drives you crazy. So there you got it. Stippling. All right, here we go. All right, scumbling is when you use the side of your pencil. This is what most artists use, and there's really no wrong way to do it. You're going to basically go back and forth this is what most people do when they draw with a pencil. They don't worry about having a pattern. Technically, what I'm doing here looks like hatching, but I'm basically scumbling is when you use the side of the pencil and you're just going to tone out this whole section. You're going to try to get one solid value of gray here. So that's kind of like a light, and then we're going to put a little light, we want the top to be a little lighter, so see, that's different than that. And then this side's going to be darker over here, so we're going to make this side, we're going to shade this one in a lot. You want it to slowly fade. That's scumbling. And smudging is just like scumbling, but you can come in here with your finger and kind of smooth it out a little bit, because sometimes when you do scumbling, it gets it looks a lot like hatching, but you can take your finger and see how your finger will get really dirty. Sometimes you can go to a different finger. You can take your finger, wash them off. You can also take an eraser and put details, put shadows and shines, and if this was like you can put different highlighted areas on you put different textures and values on where you've scumbled and smudged. A good artist, I'll show you a trick. A good artist, when you're drawing, no matter what you're drawing, a good artist will use all these techniques together. So this would be... All right, like I said, I want you to practice all of these, but try to do a little bit of all of them together. But remember, we did hatching, cross-hatching, stippling, scumbling, smudging, and then a mixture of all of them put together. That's what I want you to practice in your sketchbook this week. Peace.